Mr. Bevis is one of the most lighthearted and whimsical episodes of The Twilight Zone. Unlike the show's darker tales of irony and horror, this episode is a fantasy comedy about individuality, happiness, and the temptation to conform. The story centers on eccentric, cheerful young man named James B.W. Bevis. Bevis lives in a cluttered apartment filled with odd possessions, antique objects, and musical instruments. He has a habit of collecting unusual things and approaches life with childlike enthusiasm. Unfortunately, the practical world does not appreciate his uniqueness. Beavis works in a series of low paying jobs but struggles to keep them because of his absent mindedness and unconventional behavior. He's frequently misunderstood by employees and is viewed as irresponsible by more conventional people. Though kind hearted and optimistic, he seems perpetually out of step with society. The episode begins with Beavis suffering one setback after another. He loses his job, his old car is destroyed, and his life appears to be unraveling. Yet, even in the face of those disappointments, he refuses to become bitter. At this low point, Beavis encounters a mysterious figure named J. Hardy Hempstead. Hempstead reveals he is a guardian angel assigned to help Beavis. Unlike traditional angelic figures, Hempstead is quirky, friendly, and somewhat bureaucratic. He explains that Beavis has been selected for special assistance because his life has become unusually difficult. Using supernatural powers, Hempstead restores Beavis's fortunes. His wrecked car is replaced with a shiny new sports car. His circumstances improve dramatically. Opportunities suddenly seem available. However, there's a complication. If Beavis wants these benefits permanently, he must be more conventional. He must fit into society's expectations. He must dress differently, behave differently, and essentially become a more successful version of himself. At first, the offer appears attractive. Beavis briefly experiences life as a polished, socially acceptable citizen. He gains respect and stability. People who once dismissed him now admire him. But something important has been lost. The new life feels artificial. The unconventional qualities that made Beavis unique have been erased. His spontaneity, imagination, and joy begin to disappear. Eventually, Beavis realizes the price of conformity is too high. He'd rather be himself, even if that means enduring financial struggles, misunderstandings, and occasional failures. Hempstead grants his wish. The magical improvements withdrawn, and Beavis returns to his old life, complete with his battered car, old habits, and unconventional personality. But now he approaches these things more than ever. The episode ends with Beavis happily embracing the life that truly belongs to him. Orson Bean was an American actor, comedian, writer, and television personality whose career spanned nearly 7 decades. Known for his quick wit, warm personality, and distinctive storytelling style, he became a familiar face on television through acting roles, talk show appearances, and game shows. To Twilight Zone fans, he's remembered as the lovable, eccentric Mr. Beavis. Born Dallas Frederick Burroughs on July 22, 1928, in Burlington, Vermont, Bean experienced a difficult childhood. After his mother's death, he left home as a teenager, later serving in the U.S. Army in Japan. Following his military service, he worked as a magician and comedian before turning to acting and stand up comedy. He studied theater in New York and gradually established himself as a performer. During the 50s and 60s, Bean became a popular nightclub comedian and television guest. He was a favorite of late night television hosts and appeared on The Tonight Show more than 200 times. He was also a longtime panelist on the game show To Tell the Truth, where his humor and improvisational skills made him a viewer favorite. Bean enjoyed a successful Broadway career, making his debut in the 1950s and earning a Theatre World Award for his performance in John Murray Anderson's Almanac. He later appeared in numerous stage productions and became a respected figure in Los Angeles theater, remaining active on stage well into his later years. Bean continually acted steadily for decades. Among his notable television roles were Lorraine Bray on Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, Roy Bender on Desperate Housewives, guest appearances on Will and Grace, Modern Family, How I Met Your Mother, Two and a Half Men, and many others. Film audiences also remember him for roles in Anatomy of a Murder, being John Malkovich, and voice work as Bilbo Baggins in the animated adaptation of The Hobbit. Bean was married 3 times. His third wife was actress Allie Mills, known for her role on The Wonder Years. They remained together until his death. He had 4 children and was known for his interest in theater, literature, and social causes. On February 7, 2020, Orson Bean was struck by vehicles while crossing a street in Los Angeles and died at the age of 91. His death prompted tributes from colleagues and fans who remembered both his long career and his kindness. Orson Bean occupied a unique place in American entertainment. He was equally comfortable as a comedian, dramatic actor, game show personality, and stage performer. His portrayal of Mr. Bevis remains one of the most charming performances in The Twilight Zone, and many fans continue to regard him as the embodiment of the episode's message that individuality and kindness are more valuable than conformity and material success. Henry Jones was one of America's finest character actors, known for his distinctive voice, sharp features, and ability to portray everything from kindly small town figures to sinister manipulators. During a career spanning more than 60 years, he appeared in dozens of films, television programs, and Broadway productions, becoming one of the most recognizable supporting actors of his generation. Henry Buck Jones was born on August 1st, 1912, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Initially, acting was not his planned profession. He attended college and worked in business before deciding to go pursue a theatrical career. After studying acting, he began working in theater during the 1930s and gradually established himself as a respected stage performer. Jones enjoyed a successful Broadway career before becoming a familiar face in Hollywood. He appeared in numerous productions and gained critical acclaim for his versatility. Unlike many actors who specialized in heroic or romantic roles, Jones excelled at portraying unusual, eccentric, and morally ambiguous characters. His stage work helped develop the precision and subtlety that later became hallmarks of his screen performances. By the 1950s, Jones had become one of Hollywood's most dependable character actors. His notable films included 3:10 to Yuma, The Bad Seed, Vertigo, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Heaven Can Wait, and Dick Tracy. One of his most beloved roles was the eccentric bike salesman in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, whose demonstration inspired Paul Newman's character to try riding a bicycle. Jones appeared in a number of television programs during the golden age of TV and beyond. His credits included Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Perry Mason, Gunsmoke, The Waltons, Murder, She Wrote, and The Twilight Zone. His distinctive appearance and voice made him particularly effective in anthology dramas and mystery series. Henry Jones possessed a rare ability to appear either reassuring or unsettling, depending upon the role. He was particularly skilled at portraying wise old men, shopkeepers, judges, professors, con artists, manipulative authority figures. His performances often contained an undercurrent of mystery, making audiences wonder whether his characters were truly trustworthy. Unlike many Hollywood performers, Jones maintained a relatively personal, private life. He was married to actress Helen L. Jones for many years and was widely respected for his professionalism and dedication to acting. Henry Jones died on May 17, 1999, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 86. His career encompassed more than 150 film and television appearances. Although he was rarely a leading man, he became one of the most admired character actors in American entertainment. William Shallert was one of the most prolific and respected character actors in American television history. During a career that spanned more than 6 decades, he appeared in hundreds of television episodes, film, stage productions, and radio programs. Audiences knew him for his intelligent, dependable portrayal of doctors, professors, military officers, businessmen, and fathers. William Joseph Shallert was born on July 6, 1922, in Los Angeles, California. Growing up in Southern California gave him early exposure to the entertainment industry, though his path to acting was interrupted by military service during World War II. He worked in the U.S. Army Air Forces, where he worked as a fighter aircraft mechanic. After the war, he returned to California and pursued acting professionally. Shallert began acting in radio and theater before moving into film and television during his late 1940s. His intelligence, clear speaking voice, and versatile appearance made him ideal for character roles. While he rarely portrayed leading men, he became one of Hollywood's most reliable supporting actors. By the 1950s, he appeared regularly in westerns, science fiction films, anthology dramas, and crime series. Shallert appeared in numerous films, including In the Heat of the Night, The Man from Planet X, Them, The Incredible Shrinking Man. Science fiction fans frequently encountered him in many of the genre's classic films of the 50s and the 60s. Shallert's television resume was extraordinary. He appeared in more than 400 television programs and became a familiar face across generations. Among his many credits were The Twilight Zone, Perry Mason, Gunsmoke, Bonanza, The Andy Griffith Show, Get Smart, The Waltons, The Dick Van Dyke Show. Perhaps his most famous role was as Martin Lane, the father of on The Patty Duke Show, where he played the patient and understanding father of Patty Duke's dual characters. His ability to portray intelligent, sympathetic authority figures made him a natural fit for Rod Serling's stories. Shallert became especially beloved among science fiction fans because of his appearance in numerous genre classics. One of his most famous science fiction television roles was of Bevis in the original Star Trek episode, The Trouble with Tribbles. His performance as the frustrated bureaucrat trying to protect a shipment of grain remains a fan favorite. Beyond acting, Shallert was highly respected within the entertainment industry. From 79 to 81, he served as president of the Screen Actors Guild, representing actors during an important period of change in television and film. Colleagues admired his professionalism, integrity, and dedication to the craft of acting. Shallert was married to actress Leah Wagner for nearly 70 years, one of the longest marriages in Hollywood history. They had 4 children together. Known for his kindness and humility, he remained active in acting as well into his 90s. William Shallert died on May 8, 2016, at the age of 93. His career encompassed virtually every era of modern television, from live anthology dramas of the 50s to contemporary productions of the 21st century. Today he's remembered as one of television's great character actors, a performer whose intelligence, warmth, and versatility enriched hundreds of productions. As he tells us, Bevis's car is a 1924 Rickenbacker. It was manufactured by a short-lived auto company established in 1922 by World War I fighter ace Eddie Rickenbacker. Powered by a 6-cylinder engine, these Rickenbackers were the first American production cars to feature four-wheel braking. The Rickenbacker Motor Company ceased production in 1927. Hempstead reveals to Bevis that he helped Ben-Hur win the famous chariot race. In the final scene, a movie theater marquee advertises Ben-Hur as playing. One of 4 Twilight Zone episodes to include an eye, not a spiral, at the introduction. The other 3 are A World of His Own, The Mighty Casey, and The After Hours. This episode features 4 of the most prolific and noticeable actors in the history of TV and motion pictures. According to IMDb, Henry Jones, William Shallert, Charles Lane, and Vito Scotti combined have a total of 1,200 acting credits. The little boy is right in the doorway when Mr. Bevis falls down the stairs, but when the camera pans to a wider shot, the boy isn't in the doorway at all. A kid pushing Bevis's car looks towards the camera as a cue. The central theme is tension between being oneself and fitting into society. Bevis is not unhappy because he is eccentric. He becomes unhappy only when he tries to become someone else. The episode argues that individuality is valuable, even when it creates difficulties. Success achieved through abandoning one's authentic self may not be successful at all. The world around Bevis is measured by money, status, appearance, and social acceptance. Bevis measures life completely different. He values curiosity, enjoyment, imagination, and personal freedom. The episode questions whether conventional success is truly superior to unconventional happiness. Many people feel the pressure to conform. They may change their interests, personalities, or values to gain approval. Bevis's temporary transformation demonstrates that conformity often requires sacrificing something essential. The story asks, if acceptance requires being someone else, is the acceptance worth having? One of the episode's most important messages is that happiness is subjective. What makes one person happy may make another not satisfied. The polished life offered by to Bemis seems ideal by ordinary standards, yet leaves him empty. His joy comes from living according to his own nature rather than society's expectations. Bevis possesses a childlike outlook that many adults lose. He approaches life with wonder rather than cynicism. The episode suggests that maintaining a sense of playfulness and imagination can be more valuable than achieving conventional maturity. Rod Serling offered admired characters who retain qualities of innocence in a complicated world. Unlike many supernatural Twilight Zone episodes, the guide, Hempstead, is not there to punish or judge. His purpose is educational. The angel does not give Beavis a better life, he gives him perspective. By experiencing an alternate version of himself, Beavis learns what truly matters. The supernatural intervention becomes a tool for self understanding. Mr. Beavis is unusual because it lacks the irony, horror, or tragic endings that characters often have happen in Twilight Zone. Instead, it functions almost like a modern day fairy tale. Rod Serling created Beavis as a celebration of the harmless dreamers and eccentrics who often struggle in practical society. Rather than portraying such people as failures, the episode presents them as individuals who possess a kind of wisdom that more successful people may lack. The enduring lesson of Mr. Beavis is that authenticity matters more than approval. Life may be easier when we conform to expectations, but ease is not the same as fulfillment. Though the whimsical adventures of Beavis, the Twilight Zone suggests that the courage to remain oneself, even in a world that rewards conformity, is a form of success all on its own. This episode was not one of my favorites when I first saw it. I thought it was kind of silly and didn't really interest me. In going back and looking at it again, I still think it's gotten a little silly at the beginning, and maybe I'm just jaded because of it, but I do like the theme that it gives. The theme of not losing your innocence and your youthful exuberation for life. So to this one, it was going to be a 3 out of 5. I'm going to bump it up to a 4 out of 5 just because of the theme, not so much the way the story was told. Remember to subscribe, like, and watch again for the next episode coming up.